How you doing?
Good. There we go. Ah,
Pretty top. I like it.
thank you. All right, was that you that called me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
Okay. Cool.
Cool. Are you
Ah,
okay? Are you
yes.
okay?
Yeah, I'm just, I don't know.
What's up?
Oh, I've been reading all of this opening of schools stuff, and they've sent all these surveys, and while I want to get back to work as much as the next person, I don't think we can do it safely. I don't think we can. I don't think that parents will follow the rules. I don't think kids will follow the rules. I don't think many teachers will follow the rules. And it doesn't feel safe. And as much as I hate distance learning, it's the safest thing to do.
I know. I don't know what I would do if I had a kid. Kids are not, kids are going to do what their parents are going to do.
No. I'm going to print out the recipe real quick.
Oh, it's super simple.
I know. I just forgot to do it earlier. Let me do that.
1 cup flour, 1 cup water, 1/2 a cup of butter. That's it.
Okay.
Oh, and a little pinch of salt.
Oh, well, then I can do that. I don't need that.
Yeah. I'm just going to do the technique.
Okay.
And then I'm going to make instant pudding.
We're going to do...
Because I want to. And it gives me a chance to do ganache too. So all is fine, no matter what.
Absolutely. We're going to do savory puffs tonight.
Good.
So we're going to do chicken salad. And I'll just start working on that while I'm thinking about it.
Hi, there's Susan.
Hey, Susan.
Unmute and start video. I have a question for you. This is why I came early.
Why? What?
Okay, when you're doing your English muffins,
Yeah.
my recipe says I'm only going to let it rise and then rise as muffins. I'm not going to do the overnight in the cold and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I've got that. I used the wrong kind of flour the last time. I used hard white. So I'm going to use all purpose this time, and that'll make it lighter. But it says that you only put them on the griddle for 5 to 6 minutes on each side.
Yeah.
When I did that, they were raw in the middle.
Yeah, and it really depends on how thick they are when they rise. Because you take the rings off after you turn them over. And honestly, what I did was I cooked them until they were brown, and then I stuck them in an oven for about 10 minutes.
For
Not
10
long,
minutes?
Not
At
10,
what?
10
At
15
what?
minutes. And it was fine.
Like 375?
Yeah, 375. And
okay, so you leave the ring on for the first baking.
yeah, I just leave it
on.
on.
You turn it over and take it off.
I can.
Okay.
And then I flip it. And if you've got a thermometer,
I do.
you can read. As soon as they reach 200, about 200 degrees, somewhere in that range.
And that'll do it?
And they're not raw anymore.
Because yours turned out great. And I know that my problem was flour. But I can't, they looted the English store.
Oh
So
dear.
I can't.
Oh dear.
So I have 2 bangers that I am saving for special occasions. And I'm making my own English muffins because I can't stand any except the real English muffins.
Right.
So I knew I was using the wrong flour. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
Stuart, are you on your way in? Anyway, he found a great theme, and then he's going to do World War II songs
Yeah.
to celebrate the end of World War II and the Dame dying today. And so he was practicing. And then we're going to write new lyrics to the Linda Ronstadt song.
Okay.
So that we're all involved in the new lyrics. So I'll post the lyrics for next week's. She's laughing. What?
I love the picture of my enchiladas.
What, Bonnie?
Did you see the picture of my enchiladas?
Yes, I did. You looked, oh, it was so good.
They were delicious.
Oh,
I'm so. And by the way, I have the NEA-RA orientation at 5 o'clock. So I promise for my homework to watch the end of the video.
well, the important part is going to be at the beginning, Bonnie. So there.
That's what I thought.
Okay, so you did 5 or 6 minutes till they were brown and then stuck them in the oven.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to try that again because I'm desperate for an English muffin with Craig, a real English muffin. I'm desperate for England is what I'm desperate for. But that's not going to happen for a while.
No.
And my goddaughter just finished redecorating her hotel that we've stayed at for 40 odd years in Assisi. And so she sent a bunch of pictures on Facebook and she said, what do you think, Elsa? What do you think? And it's just beautiful.
Oh.
It's 13th century. So that building was there when Francis and Claire were there. And it was what was that called, Stuart? Stuart's trying to get in here. It was you know, where they hang the salamis and they sell half a pig and that. It was not a butcher shop per se, but it was you know, for meats. It was a meats place. I don't know how to say it in English. Carniceria. Carniceria. Thank you, Stuart. Get your butt into the room, Stuart.
Here comes Dina.
Hello.
Oh, and then I have news. Good news.
What?
Hi, Dina.
Hi.
So every 2 weeks, when the lady comes to do the laundry, because I can't leave my apartment, I do the floors, scrub the floors, deep clean the carpets, clean out the vacuum cleaners, you know, all the stuff that you only do every 2 weeks, right?
Right.
And usually I have to stop, you know, and rest in between and do stuff. This time, even 2 weeks ago, I did. And then my blood pressure would go up and my oxygen would go down. So this week I came back and I had 112 over 70 and 99% oxygen and I feel fine.
Great.
So that means, thanks, it means that it's working, you know. After 3.5 months of wondering if these blood clots are dissolving or not, they obviously are, you know.
Good job.
And so I feel like $1 million. Hi, Carol. Hi, Cynthia.
Cindy.
So I feel like $1 million, you know.
Good. Good, good, good.
Yeah, so it's progress. It's not perfection, but it's progress.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's totally awesome because I thought, oh, you know, one does get a little down, you know, especially when one marches around the coffee table 20 times and then turns around.
I know about getting down. I was kind of down earlier this week, and
But I can't even go out in your garden, you know? I mean,
right.
so,
I'm just lucky. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm feeling very positive, plus these wonderful rulings by the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
You know, they just give everybody a new license to live and smile and.
Right. Cream puffs. They look
Okay,
like.
I'm going to go get my tea, so I will do this. There.
This is a cream puff that I made yesterday, or an eclair. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller, you can make them in a big ring, you can fill them with all kinds of things. The
And
base,
how long do they keep? And what's the best?
the best way to do it is to put them in, you know, in a bag, or like I stored these in this cupboard overnight.
Okay.
If I wanted them really crispy, I would probably warm them back up in the oven for a little while and then cool them down. But they'll last, well, I don't know how long they'll last. They've lasted a couple of days, but usually they're gone.
Yeah. They don't
Yeah.
last long because everybody eats them.
Right. And the beauty of this is that you can bake it, you can deep fry it, and then it becomes a beignet. You can fill it with savory, you can fill it with sweet. You put a little bit of cinnamon in this dough and you deep fry it and it becomes a churro. All of that, I mean, it's a very versatile, it's one of those basic doughs. And it's dead easy once you get the technique down. So that's why I chose it. First thing though, I'm just going to make my cheater pie instant pudding mix, which is this is really a cheater. Because it says 2 cups, don't put 2 cups. Put 1.5 cups of milk in it, and a shot of vanilla, and just mix it up. Sorry, here, just mix it up. And that's it, and then put it in the fridge, and it turns into, it's not terrific, but it's good enough. Certainly it's good enough, it's close enough to pastry cream that you don't have to cook. Turn on your oven to 400. And here are, now, by the way, you can, with this recipe, you can cut it in half. If you only need a few, you can cut them in half. I cut the recipe in half, and it's mighty fine. You know, it's
How many does the recipe make, Kate?
the recipe can make, oh, darn it. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't have,
I can hear you.
We can hear and see you.
yeah, well, I can't see anybody, and I can't.
Well, we're
Thanks.
here.
Okay. It makes about 24 to 30 small puffs that are this size. It can, but if you're making larger, obviously it's going to make less. So you, let me go here and see if this will. You still see me?
Yep.
Yes.
Great. How do I get,
Kate, go out and come back in.
okay, will do.
Meanwhile, we can talk about her.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that, Dina. Go out and then come back in. Okay. Zoom. Open Zoom. There we are. Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know what I'm doing.
That's a good tip, Carrie. Just typically just say reboot.
Reboot, essentially, that's what it is.
Right. That's good.
Ultimate answer to any computer problem, reboot.
Right?
Okay, so flour, a tiny little bit of salt, like a quarter of a teaspoon, butter, water. And we're going to move it to the stove. So what you're doing, bringing the water and the butter to a boil.
And Kate, sorry, how much water?
1 cup. 1 cup water, half a cup of butter. And you have your flour, which is 1 cup of flour and salt, waiting. And I'm going to cut this up. So that it will boil sooner. Like I said, this is a basic dough. It's sort of like muffin dough or bread dough. It's a basic dough that is used a lot in French cooking. So, and a lot, you can find all kinds of recipes on the internet for things to either fill it with or variations. I've made it with half water, half milk. I don't like that as much because they get softer, but sometimes that would be what you'd like. Dina, you've made these before.
Yeah, it's been a
Right?
while. Yeah, but it's been a while. But yeah, I've made.
And Carrie, you've got recipes. This is your mom's, your mom and dad. This is your dad's recipe? Or-
My grandmother's, yeah. So it was, and actually Kate turned me on over Christmas to the Martha Stewart pastry cream that was so easy.
Right.
And the cream puffs just turned out beautifully. They really did.
Yeah, the Martha Stewart pastry cream is the best. If you're going to use a cooked pastry cream, it's fabulous. And easy.
Back.
We're doing over here at the Vargas house, we're doing savory cream puffs this evening. So I made some chicken salad. And
Ah,
we're gonna shove them with savory.
These are really great for that too. Now you need to have it at a rolling boil, and you can see it's really boiling now. It's not simmering or anything. You've got a rolling boil going. the butter is all melted. And the next thing that happens is you dump the flour in all at the same time and immediately stir it up. Now it looks all gummy, and turn down the heat slightly. Now you are mixing it fast, and you need to cook this for about, I would say, a minute to 2 minutes, because what you want is to cook out the flour, the raw taste of the flour. Flour tastes really gummy and raw if you don't cook it a little bit. And see, that's what you're doing, is you're cooking it until you see there's like a film on the bottom of the pan.
Mhm.
That's what you're looking for. And look at how it's turned into kind of an ending. You know, it's smooth and it's cooked out. There's some of the water has cooked out. And
You're still rolling over here. My butter isn't melted.
it's formed this film on the bottom of the pan, which you're going to take care of by soaking. It will come off really fast.
It's
You
supposed,
go. That's what it's like.
supposed to look like mashed potatoes.
Yeah, it really should look like mashed potatoes. That's a really good thing to
That's what I thought. It's mashed potatoes. Okay. And
All right.
doing that, or
And you can't smell the flour anymore.
You can't smell, it smells like cooked flour, which is kind of an odd thing to say if you don't know what it is.
And Carol's laughing.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
Kate,
it's true.
Kate, did you reduce the heat once you dumped in the flour?
Yes, reduce the heat to medium. Okay. So what you have here is very hot dough. And you're going to let it cool for a couple of minutes, because otherwise you'll cook the eggs when they go in. Now the eggs are the only way that it's going to be leavened. There's nothing else that's going to rise. So you have to incorporate the eggs. And like this first one, I'm mixing it just to cool it off. If I would just set the timer for 5 minutes, and then go away. But since I'm trying to speed it up, I'm cooling it off a little bit. Now, 4 eggs, 1 at a time. So, now the way I make these, I stick them in my Cuisinart, not my Cuisinart, my KitchenAid stand mixer, and then mix the eggs up but you don't have to. You can just, now I've got that egg all incorporated. I'm going to add another egg total and incorporate that. And it looks like it's never going to come together. It's really annoying, but you just keep mixing and it will. You're mixing in 4 eggs minimum into this. And because my eggs are for my chickens, I've got an extra egg standing and waiting in case it's not the right texture. Here's egg number 3 going in. And here we go. It's coming together.
And I'm using my KitchenAid mixer since you said that.
I use it for all kinds of different doughs.
But
I use my mixer for all kinds of different doughs and for mashed potatoes.
yep. Now I don't usually make it for mashed potato. I don't use it for mashed potatoes because I tend to overmix it and turn the mashed potatoes into glue. But yeah, you can, and it works beautifully for that. Here's egg
You
number
can also overmix choux pastry. It's better to do it by hand,
Yeah.
don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kate, what is the texture that we're looking for?
I'm going to show you in a second. I have to get 4 eggs in, all mixed up, before you're adding the eggs one at a time. You make sure that it's really well mixed. And it's finally coming together. You need to have a very strong arm to get this the way you really want it. And here we go. I don't like this texture. I would probably want it a little more creamy than this. So I mixed up an egg that I'm going to use to glaze the cream puffs before they go into the oven. And I'm going to probably put in about half of that. That I can loosen it up even more. So it's 4 to 5 eggs altogether. Yeah, this is going to be
That
better.
looks beautiful.
Yeah. You want it smooth. You don't want it separated. So here you have, this is kind of what you're looking for.
Okay.
I don't know if, it's kind of hard to, I don't know. What can I say? It's like, can you see it? Can you see how it kind of glops and it stands, it's still very creamy.
Okay.
And it's ready to go be shaped. You don't have to wait. You don't have to, it's ready. So I'm going to show you how to do the pastry bag. Here's the tip. It's a good size tip. If you're doing a pastry bag, I'm going to make it with pastry bag first, and then I'll show you how to make it with spoons. Okay. So here's your pastry bag. put it into a glass. Is a cake maker, so she knows how to do all of this stuff. So I have it ready to be filled. There we go. And here we go. Now this is if you want to be she, make them perfect, all of that stuff. But believe me, I've made them the other way a lot in my life, most of my life. So you have it here. Oops. And here we go. Here.
Ungreased cake? Not greased? Lightly greased?
I would lightly grease them, but I've got a Silpat here.
Okay,
And I don't
gotcha.
have to worry about greasing it, so.
Okay.
Okay. So, and you kind of do that rather than you kind of slide it off. So there isn't a kind of funny, I'll show you one. Instead of lifting it up like that, I'm sliding it to the side. And water, put a little bit of water and you can, there we go. Of course, the dogs are having a fit right now.
Sounds like a squirrel.
How to make them with a spoon, which is the way I made them for years. Get a spoon, 2 spoons, you slide it off, and then you shape it with your finger, your wet finger, shaping it. Ta-da!
Ta-da.
If you want to make eclairs, again, shaping with your fingers, a wet finger, just plain old water. Your finger isn't going to stick. And that's it. What other, let's see. I can make one bigger, like for your dinner tonight. If I were putting,
I'm making mine a little bigger.
yeah, I would make them bigger for now, I've made these for hors d'oeuvres for a wedding. I believe for John and Curie's wedding, I filled them with crab. They're elegant swelligant, you know? People.
Bailey, shh, come. Bailey, it's okay, come. Come here. Bailey. Zip it, come on.
Zip it.
Fill them with this cream cheese. So there you go. And these go in the oven for 25 minutes, a 400-degree oven. Do not open the oven. 25 to 35 minutes. You can sort of check after 25 to 30, but you can pretty much smell it. And here you go. And do not open the, oh, God. Oh, oops. If you want them to be lovely and brown, put egg wash on them. I forgot. Don't do what I just did.
I did.
If you like it, but they'll look fine without it, to tell you the truth. There it goes. And we are. Now, I'm going to make some ganache. Ganache is what I like to fill them with, to top them with. Ganache is maybe a third of a cup, half a quarter of a cup of heavy cream, which you're going to put in to a microwave and heat it up until it's really hot. I make my ganache the lazy way with chocolate chips. You can cut up expensive chocolate if you've got a birthday and you want ganache topping for cake. But, you know, this is not bad. It's fine. And the chocolate chips, you can cut up expensive chocolate. You can cut up chocolate from Trader Joe's. Just as long as the cream is really hot. It's steaming. And then you put the chocolate in to this hot cream. And there's bound to be a spoon here someplace. And then you leave it there for a minute or two, just long enough to get those chocolate chips softened up. And then remember all of the stirring you did with that one? Well, you get to do that with the chocolate chips and cream. And it looks like it will never come together. It looks like it will always be horrible and ugly, but trust me, it won't. It's already starting to come. And you just stir it up, and it looks like, until it's smooth. And you have something lovely, which is, I should have had a better bowl so that you could see it, but that's chocolate ganache. And it will go on top of cakes. It will go, what else do you use ganache for, Dina?
Sometimes I'll use it between the layers of the cake, or
Yeah.
As a dip for strawberries. And
Oh, that's what I was thinking of. You can stick strawberries into it, and then put it on a tray, put it in the fridge, and it will turn
it's
into
like one of the easiest dips in the world.
Yes.
What
Yeah.
proportion again was it, Kate? Did you say about a third of a cup? Did you say to
Yeah,
about a half a bag
third
of?
a cup, and then about a half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of chips. It's all approximate.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
just
it'll
try to-
thicken up. It'll
You-
thicken up okay with not being real exact.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I like it.
yeah. And what do we have? Oh, I'm going to show you how I fill the, now, when you have these, when you have these, you can just slice off the top and fill them like with ice cream or something like that. Or you can use, great, need a spoon. I just have a very small tip onto the pastry cream, a pastry bag. Fill that up with the pastry cream. And you can make a little opening on the bottom.
Did you chill that first?
Yes,
Okay,
this is cold.
okay.
It's from a couple of days ago. And then you stick that in there, which is kind of obscene. And then you fill it up. And it's all filled up. You can actually feel it. Then dip it in the ganache, and it looks like that.
Oh, yum.
That's good.
Now, if you don't have a pastry bag and you don't want to fiddle with the pastry bag, don't worry about it. You can just do this and fill it like this with a spoon, obviously.
Because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Doesn't matter.
I was thinking a large veterinary syringe. They would work. They've got big tips on them.
Oh,
You mean a feeder?
No, a veterinary syringe.
Well, that's still not big enough for the stuff would get stuck.
whatever floats your boat.
You know what else you can do if you don't have any of the above? I had to do this up at Mom and Dad's because I forgot to bring mine along. You just get a baggie, the big gallon size, and cut the thing off, the little bottom in the corner. Stick it in the glass and fill it up, and then it'll automatically work.
Glass, fill it up,
Yeah.
cut the end off,
Yeah.
and then squeeze it out, and you've got the same thing going on.
Perfect.
So if you have an eclair,
Oh, oh,
same
I
deal.
want one.
If I could do delivery, I would.
Oh, if I could accept delivery, I would be right on.
And then I made these for Liz yesterday because I needed to see if I could do it, again. I mean, I wanted to try all different things. And what she did was she got them, but then she poured more chocolate. It was a chocolate fest. That was her.
Sounds like it.
So, there you go. That is, oh, great. Hang on, I've got to clean up my hands and my face. Truly, I don't think that's very I really don't think that's very difficult.
The way you do it, it's not.
You make it look easy.
Mhm.
You know, it is, isn't it, Dina?
Yeah, they're fairly simple. It's just getting everything together.
Right, and then having it set up. Now, another thing you can do with this, which is really fun, is you know that this thing, instead of, you can make it into a funnel cake, into hot oil, and you're scooching it around in hot oil, and then of course eating it with sugar and cinnamon and good stuff like that.
Good stuff. Yum.
It's really yum. And hopefully, let's see, got a few more minutes for it to cook.
I love the way that you do it though, because you really can overmix choux pastry and it happens fast. And then you've got to throw everything away.
Yeah, I've never, that's just how I make it. And
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done that. Thank you for telling me, because I had no idea that you could overmix it.
That's what I was taught when I went to school. They always do it by hand, you know, like you were doing it, and then you end up, you know, like with muscle spasms, but that's okay. But it's just the getting the right consistency.
Right.
So go back to the milk and heating it in the microwave. How much time, or cream rather, the heavy cream? Roughly how much time in the microwave?
Oh,
Overcook that, like 10 seconds?
like 30 seconds.
30 seconds, okay.
You know, 30 seconds to 45 seconds, depending on your microwave.
Okay,
You just want it steaming
okay.
and quite hot. And that's it. Oh, Mariana, that painting is so gorgeous behind you. Oh, you're
Oh, that is cool.
muted. Unmute yourself. There you
There
go.
you are.
Like this, I kind of look like the, Virgin Guadalupe.
The goddess. The goddess. It's so
It
great.
looks like oh golly, what's his name? The artist that did
Escher?
no, the Hitchcock movies.
Oh,
Dolly?
Dali. It looks like, you know, where he's going around and around and he's going through the
Oh, yeah.
glass and the same, he did the same thing for Philip Marlowe
Right.
movie.
Right.
Yeah.
This is part of Mariana's the diamonds, Mariana?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was making diamonds for a while. This is the big ones didn't sell, but the smaller and medium ones did. But that means I get to live with the big ones. And then Zach and Sandy have one. My brother-in-law and his wife have one as well. But, so
I have a small one.
Yes, you do.
It's beautiful.
I have several Marianas.
I know. It's like a gallery at Kate's house. It's awesome.
Yeah. So has it been 25 minutes?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I thought you set a timer. I didn't.
Did you set your timer?
I didn't set the timer.
I've got 19 and I set it for 30 and I put it in just after you.
Okay. So
We got 5.
we're not opening it up. Mariana, you can actually cut this recipe in half. And
Somehow with the instructions you gave me, I could only get enough for like 6. So I don't know why.
well, that's fine.
How I could have gotten 20 out of it, I don't know how that's possible, but that's okay. I think I must have misheard something, or I don't know. But anyway, we'll see if I followed correctly.
Well, if you do a medium-sized one, you can put fruit in it.
Yeah. You can do anything with these that you want. The main thing is to not, there's a couple of tricks to making sure that they're not going to collapse. If you don't cook them long enough, if you don't bake them long enough, they will collapse. They'll kind of go on they still taste great. They do, but they're not as crispy, lovely as they could be.
Carrie, you were in my dream last night. I don't remember what happened. I just remember you were really mad at me.
Oh,
I was like, what did I do? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. And you were just very mad at me. And then the only thing I can remember from the dream was apparently homes where men had affairs. In my dream, somehow this made sense.
okay.
Women would run up to their house and then like do a Firebird thing where they had like a huge bird costume. And they would
Like New Orleans.
this and then shame the man and then run away. And
That's so great.
yeah, I don't know why those two things, why you were in that and why you were mad at me and why the
Well,
Firebird.
And my ex-husband lives on a houseboat. So
And it was just weird. It was
Let's go after him, shall we?
well, that's interesting. I was going to say, Mariana, in regards to, so I'm a big fan of Mariana's abstract phase. And so I have two of her very abstract paintings, less geometrical, that are in my home that I love a lot. And
Cindy has one of those paintings too.
Mhm.
She bought it too. So yeah, so it's neat. You guys are the only two that own them. So
Really?
yeah.
Oh, I have one of the large ones in my dining room. I just treasure it.
I know I've got a big one in my living room and then a big one in my bedroom, and I love them.
Gary was an editor for me for years, and I would just like go, okay, I know I'm asking you too many times because I was writing for magazines for a while, and I have terrible grammar. Yeah, there you go.
Have a very early.
Oh, I love that.
That's Barack Obama's letter at the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was, somebody took it out and then took a photograph of what it said. And then I took it and I was doing this thing where I was destroying texts and then reassembling them and making them into something.
oh, I like that.
That's really cool.
It was a stressed out time in my life though, so it's weird to look at it because I was like, I also did another piece. It was like all of my receipts at the end of the year for taxes. I have a box where I put everything and I just shove the receipts in, and they're from the bottom of my purse. So when you down on the ground, it was like a mountain of crumpled papers, and I could see like where. So I drew all the receipts for a year, like the one thing itemizing on my taxes, and that was the most like why I thought that was going to be fun. And all I can say is it was a cathartic time in my life. So I was during divorce separation. You're very focused on like your funds and where your money is, making sure all your documents you're doing documents all the time. It was so tense. And I think that those pieces were like a forewarning. This is about to happen. And then as I started, that's like a really late one, the one that Kate has. They started to get more positive. It's like, oh, Barack Obama. It's like, it's not my or gunshot. I usually doing targets for a while. Like I was very frustrated. Elise always says, yeah, you were really stressed out then. I remember.
And she was like 3, I think.
She has opinions about how she steered me professionally. If you ask her, it's pretty funny. She's got opinions about it.
I've never talked to her about that.
Oh, well, I mean, she would probably deny, she'd go, oh no, I know. But if you get her into the conversation and ask her, really, she's got very strong opinions about like who my dealer is and what an unethical human being that person is. And then which direction I went because of what I was going through emotionally and why she thinks I'm cheating when I did this thing. And I'm like, what is she's like,
I love her. She's just really,
Yeah, the problem with raising daughters with opinions is that you have daughters with opinions.
It's good news and bad news.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that God knew. She really knew when she had any boys.
well,
She's bad enough, but girls, I don't know. I really love my granddaughters, but
I
We were
used
made
to
to
do,
have
Mariana, I
raspberry.
used to do the shoebox thing for the accountant
Yeah.
back in the day. And then I just label it, like January to June and then July to December. And then I just throw everything in these shoe boxes. And one day he said to me, he never complained. And one day of course, he charged me an arm and a leg, but one day he said, I have one question for you. And I thought, uh-oh. He says, do you always buy Skechers? I never forget that.
So funny.
Well, that's better than, I was talking to an accountant way out in the sticks in Idaho, and he said it was really difficult to get people to put all their receipts and information in one place so he could do the damn taxes. He said he felt like he was really making progress when they finally threw all the receipts in a bushel basket and brought them to him.
Oh,
Big old
oh, oh my.
Kind of look like donuts.
What?
Mine kind of look like donuts.
Those are not done.
Oh,
They need to be browner.
okay.
I just checked on mine. Maybe it's a little longer than 25 minutes.
I set
And they
my
have to
timer
be
for
dry.
30.
They have to look dry.
They have to look, they
Dry.
look, yeah, they look really brown,
Okay.
like brown, like this brown.
Yeah.
And,
And they look dry.
and they look very dry. Yeah,
Like 3 more minutes, 5 more minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
probably.
Oh.
I set mine for 30, and I thought I'd peek at them at 25.
Right.
We're ready.
Hi, Bonnie. You're back.
It was a very short meeting, so I came back in time to eat.
Yay for short meetings.
Okay, I think you missed it, but this is what they look like.
Oh, wow. Oh, the chocolate looks wonderful.
Yeah, I showed how to make the chocolate ganache.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and yeah, I need to call. I'm going to call you after this, Bonnie. I need to
Okay,
call you. Okay,
wonderful.
something having to do with CTA, retired. Savart retired.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think I heard that because Justin.
Yeah, the counselor at school who was still there when I left. She was brand new counselor at Roosevelt when I was hired. Savart and Savart Maradian. And she's just, and I just saw pictures of her retirement.
Yeah.
Retirement is good.
Yeah.
It is a good thing.
Well, Kate, it certainly has been good to you.
Yeah.
If anyone, you should give senior classes on how to do retirement right.
I spent a lot of time really thinking about it because I loved teaching. I loved it. And I was never that teacher that was going, damn kids. Not even at the end.
I don't know about that.
It depends on the kid. We're talking about Socko.
There were quite a few little, yeah, I know. I saw that finger a few times in the snack room. Don't you even play?
No, I didn't say I didn't think about that for certain children.
They amused you, though. You always thought it was funny when they would get sassy with you. You'd be like, can you believe it? Like, what an idiot.
What an idiot. I would say things like, do you really think you're going to win?
You'd say, look at you.
What
Look
do
at
you
me.
think I'm going to win?
I use that line so many times because of you, because it works on those really scary weird kids like that. You're just like, oh, just go away. You're like, well, you say something crazy and then you go, look at you, look at me. Who's gonna believe you? Come on. And the kid was like, what?
Who's going to believe you?
even if it was like nothing, like I wasn't really, I don't know, you know, they were just so, it's such a mafia, so gangster, it was good. They would,
I had kids who were going to take care of those kids.
right. It's all
You
like
had those kids too.
it's just all drama, you know, with teenagers, it's all posturing and drama, and nothing, very rarely does anything actually happen. It's just kids. Yeah. So she had a way of like tamping the boys down a little bit to still like preserve their dignity, but.
And if their dignity didn't need preserving, I did that too. There were kids that I wanted to humiliate. There was
Kids dragged us together to introduce us to each other, basically, because they kept telling me I needed to be friends with Miss Dugan because I talked about.
What are you doing?
Not to mention all of the times we were teaching about the same thing at exactly the same time.
Without knowing each other. That was
Knowing each other.
yeah.
Wow.
It was the
I
kids.
would
So
talk
cool.
about mandalas, and they would be doing mandalas in Mariana's room.
Wow.
You know, I mean, it was like really kind of freaky.
We both taught the psychology of color on
Mhm.
the same day one time. Because the
Wow.
kids were like, we just did this in psych class. How did do you guys plan that? And I was like, no. It was really cool though.
Yeah. Let's see.
Cindy, I want to hear about your tarot card reading with Kate. Like,
Don't forget to go to the bottom left and unmute yourself and show your picture.
oh, that must be
Unmute.
I'm going to leave those in there for another 5 minutes or so. Stuart, if Stuart is playing music, Stuart is muted.
He's
I
muted.
know, I just called him. Oh, look at the kitty.
That's pretty big.
Whoa. Woo. All right, I'm gonna give them a little bit longer, but they're beautiful.
Yeah, they're very pretty. They're very pretty.
Aw.
Hello, kitty.
Hi, kitty.
She must, what are you doing? Give up, beat it.
What's the kitty's name?
Shingle.
Shingles?
Yeah, not shingles, shingle, singular.
A
Singular shingle.
Yeah,
A shingle.
she was, my son rescued her off the garage roof.
There you
Her-
go.
Her
Very
mother
good.
abandoned her, so.
Kitty cat.
Hey, Stuart.
Hey,
Yay.
Stuart, don't forget to turn your video, click your video.
quick
Yeah.
minute.
That's
So-
on the bottom left too. No,
Yeah,
you
he
muted
clicked-
yourself.
He clicked the.
Oh,
He muted himself.
There we go.
there he goes.
Yay.
There you are.
All right. Hi.
All right.
So here's a tune in honor of a cream puff.
Oh,
Dragon.
I like it.
Different puff.
Perfect.
All right,
A blast from the past.
that's
Yeah.
my contribution.
Well,
You're
thank you.
supposed
That
to
was
do the
great.
World War II medley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, everybody, when you take them out of the oven, poke them on the side and let the hot air, the hot steam come out. That's, if you poke them on the side where you can't see it, the steam will come out and they won't collapse, or at least they probably won't collapse.
They won't blow up either.
No, they won't blow up either. But there you have, ugh, hot. But that's what they look like.
I can just smell them.
Beautiful.
Oh, it smells so good from here.
Yeah.
Okay, look, Kate, mine are big.
Let's see. Oh my
Ooh,
God,
look at
this is
those.
beautiful.
Bravo, Carrie.
Nice.
Poke him.
I did, I poked them.
So I can see yours, Mariana. What?
I poked mine, but it still seems a little eggy. So I'm gonna give
Oh, okay. So okay, they're bigger. Yeah.
Tina, how big are yours?
I'm not making them.
I thought you were doing chicken salad ones tonight.
No,
I am.
Carrie is.
Oh, that's
Carrie.
Carrie.
Yeah,
Carrie.
that's why I made them big.
Yeah.
I'm busy making a cake topper right now for my granddaughter.
What are you
Ah.
doing?
A cake topper. It's going to be a crocodile.
Oh,
adorable.
She's turning 3 on Saturday, and she told me she wants a crocodile or an alligator so she can bite its butt.
Nice.
Why? Don't ask me. I don't
that's
know.
like Crocodile Rock, huh?
Has she graduated from flamingos?
From what?
Flamingos.
No, she's still all about flamingos too. She loves her flamingos. So
Maybe you can make the crocodile eat
yeah,
but
I should put a dead flamingo in there, kind of laying there going.
have that little twinkle in her eye. Like,
Trump, she'd probably go, oh, cool.
There you
the
go,
Crocodile
Crocodile Rock.
So, what do you guys want for next week? And a silence fell over the room.
Your choices have been great so far.
Yeah, you have great choices.
how about pasta? I've never made pasta before.
Ooh.
And you make
Oh,
there
pasta
you
all
go.
the time?
Okay.
Are we going to do this like a grandmother where you cut it on the big table, or are you going to use a machine, or what?
I don't have a machine, but I was thinking there's got to be something that you can make where you just cut it up and make a bow tie or something. Or like,
Okay. I will explore making pasta.
you don't have to do that. I just thought about it. So.
No, that's okay.
Noelle and I were just talking about this last night, actually, about we've never made pasta. And I was wondering, because we have a whole bunch of attachments to the KitchenAid that we've never looked at. So we might have the pasta attachment.
If you have the attachment, you can use it.
Mhm.
I have always used my hand crinked one
Mhm.
from DeLonghi. But I've also made it with a rolling pin. So they're more like dumplings, I think, when I make them with rolling pins, but that's okay.
Can you tell me what the hand crank one is? We talked about that before. I'd love to get, I could get it on Amazon or something and have it by next week.
I have a DeLonghi as well that I bought like 50 years ago.
Right.
And,
But I
and
have a fancy machine and all that, and I used it
Mine's
for a
really
couple
heavy.
months, and then,
there's Kate's.
okay.
Fine.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, the nice thing
And
about
they're really easy to use. I
That's
can't
what I
get
need.
to mine because mine's up high, and
It's,
Stuart can't get
it
it for me.
attaches to the counter with this,
Mhm.
and then you roll it like this, and this gives you the thickness. That's simple, but it did take me a long time to figure it out.
Uh-oh.
You know,
Like more than a week?
But it's not
No,
hard.
you just roll from thick to thin.
right.
You'd give it 3 rolls.
Yeah, 3 rolls at the
You
thin.
go on the third. It's got a hole. It's
Oh.
not that hard, Pam.
It's
got a
starting to
hole.
sound
So you
complicated.
start with the third
but
hole, then the
We're
second hole.
spending we're spending no money on entertainment. Our entertainment budget is 0. So Ed's all for buying cooking crap or whatever, anything I want to buy, it's like buy
my shopping budget is like massive
Yeah.
these days.
I know.
I'm nonsense. I'm just buying nonsense, honestly.
That's kind of like I
I lied. This is the box.
Okay.
Ah,
Atlas.
Atlas. Okay.
Atlas Mercado. I don't know. This is I've had that, for so many years.
Okay. But just some sort of a hand
Why do you
crank.
still have the box?
Yeah,
you
and
you
it's
have the
not, like,
grands.
coming apart. I just put it in the box to store it. And
My box has little punch outs from when my kids were little, and they would punch holes.
He's
in
already
them.
shot.
That's what they did to stay. That's how they
See how-
learned to cook.
You see how
They
he
made the
holds her?
pasta.
kitty bouquet.
They were like 3 years old. You can teach your grands how to do it.
I think it'd be fun. I might buy one then. Okay.
Yeah,
Ed would have fun with it.
Yeah, he would. He's mechanical.
Stuart would have fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing you probably don't want to buy for it is Raviolissima. I had never got that to work. It's easier to do it by hand.
yeah, the ravioli. I bought a ravioli thing, and
Mhm.
it's really annoying. So
Do you have the tray with the cutter with the plate?
yeah, I bought that. It was like all of $10 or something, but I found it really annoying when I used it. So
I have an individual one too, a stamp one that's bigger raviolis.
pizza pie.
How many cooking shows have their own accompaniment?
And a cute accompaniment too.
Yeah.
So we'll do, and I'll make it. I used to use this machine, this pasta machine, and it would be an all-day thing. And then Jamie Oliver, the Naked Chef, did it on his show, and it changed my life. Because he made pasta in the time it took to boil the water.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm happy here.
Okay.
It's gonna take a while, particularly if you don't have the machine. You're gonna have to roll it out and then cut it and dry it out a little bit, because otherwise it will puff up and be very much like dumplings. But then that's not
all
bad
right. I
either.
was gonna say that's okay.
You know, Pam, you can also get on Amazon, you can get a drying tree.
Okay.
It just has wooden dowels, and you just
I've seen
hang
those,
hang
right.
your pasta over it so it dries
I just
out.
think I'm
And then twirl it
reverting. Yeah,
around
I'm
and
just
throw
kind
it in
of
the freezer.
reverting back where I have more time right now, and I kind of am enjoying doing that stuff again.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Well, there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
About an hour.
That was so great.
That was awesome, Kate.
And